In the mid-19th century, tracking the hours was an exclusive privilege. Pocket watches were delicate, handmade status symbols, and they were far too expensive for the average worker to own. Most of these watches came from Switzerland, produced through a decentralized cottage industry. This was a network of independent workshops where individual craftsmen hand-filed specific components like springs and gears. Because every part was unique to the watch it was built for, repairs were a nightmare. If a gear broke, a specialist had to custom craft a replacement that fit that specific movement, making the entire system slow and inconsistent. But while watchmaking remained slow, the rest of the world was accelerating. The Industrial Revolution was in full swing, with steam-powered trains barreling across the countryside and demanding a new level of precision. This created a dangerous friction. Society was moving faster than ever, but our ability to synchronize and coordinate those movements was limited by a manufacturing process that couldn't scale. In 1850, a watchmaker named Aaron Lufkin Dennison proposed a way to solve this coordination problem. He wanted to take the high-volume production methods used in U.S. armories to build firearms and apply them to the tiny, complex mechanisms inside a watch. It was a gamble that started with a cheaper pocket watch, but it resulted in a manufacturing blueprint that still dictates how we build almost everything today. Dennison eventually moved his operations to a factory along the Charles River in Waltham, Massachusetts. Inside these brick walls, a new manufacturing philosophy was born. They called it the American System of Watch Manufacturing, relying on three specific pillars to succeed. The first was centralization. Waltham brought every single stage of production, from cutting the gears to assembling the final movement, under one roof. The second was specialization. They broke down the complex craft of watchmaking into simple, repeatable steps that individual workers could master quickly. The third pillar was machine precision. Specialized machines manufactured parts with a uniformity the human hand couldn't match. This precision allowed for true interchangeability. For the first time, a part from one watch fit perfectly into any other of the same model. This efficiency allowed Waltham to flood the market with millions of watches. Prices dropped, making precise timekeeping an everyday tool for the working class rather than a luxury. This mass-produced accuracy arrived just as the railroads were expanding. At the time, early steam trains were sharing single tracks with no standardized time zones to prevent them from meeting head-on. Without exact synchronization, schedules were mere suggestions. The result was a series of devastating and frequent collisions that made rail travel a high-stakes gamble. To fix this, Waltham developed railroad-grade watches. These maintained accuracy despite the constant vibration and extreme temperature changes on a moving locomotive. These watches became the strict industry standard. Across North America, conductors and engineers were required to carry them, ensuring the network stayed in sync. Waltham provided the exact mathematical synchronization necessary for a high-speed transportation network to function safely. In 1876, Waltham brought their automated machinery to the Centennial Exposition in Philadelphia to show the world how they did it. Their gold medal-winning display stunned the traditional Swiss watchmakers, who realized they would have to adopt these American industrial methods or face total obsolescence. But the most significant observer of the Waltham method wasn't a watchmaker. It was an aspiring car manufacturer named Henry Ford. Ford studied how Waltham used standardized parts and specialized labor to drive down costs while increasing quality. The system Waltham used to assemble tiny gears became the foundation for the moving assembly line Ford used to build the Model T, bringing mass production to the entire world. As the 20th century progressed, the factory adapted its precision to the needs of the military, producing trench watches for soldiers that could survive the rigors of combat. They eventually expanded into aviation dials and precision instruments, supplying the specialized equipment that guided pilots through 2 world wars. But the company couldn't outpace the global industry it helped create. By 1957, intense competition from foreign manufacturers, who had now mastered mass production, forced the Waltham factory to close for good. The Waltham Watch Company is gone, but the manufacturing logic they pioneered is everywhere. Every mass-produced object you own is built to the rhythm they established over a century ago.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really helps us.